My name is Scott Hemberry, and I have been the lead pastor at Exodus Church in Longview for 12 years. Here at Exodus, we're passionate about making disciples, and we believe that a disciple is someone who trusts Jesus, honors God, and then makes disciples. We call that a full circle follower of Jesus. The way we do that is we call people to trust Jesus by going to where they are. The phrase we use here all the time is relational credibility. We're asking people to trust us to make the most important decision of their eternity, and that's going to require more than just a cursory knowledge of someone. It's going to require an intimate relationship with somebody where we genuinely can trust that they have our best interest in mind. I think I have the benefit of not growing up in a Christian home, so I understand my story. I understood what it was like to not be a part of the church, and I knew what it required for me to give Jesus a chance, to give the church a chance. Yeah, I grew up in a house that church wasn't a part of our story. Sunday mornings were for watching football. I would go sometimes by myself to a church, but I went because there were cookies. When I was 15, I had a group of friends that invited me to youth group. That was instrumental in my story, and I think how I view the world now. I was this person who wasn't a church person. I was operating outside of that world and that realm completely, and had a group of friends that came to me and invited me into their world and shared with me the good news about Jesus. And I think immediately I was drawn to the story of Jesus and that understanding that he had died for me. And it was a whole new reality for me, this understanding that God loved me, that God had died for me. It made things fit for me, and immediately I believed. So we've built our church here at Exodus on that same foundation, that we've called the people of Exodus to go into their communities, into their neighborhoods, into their job, into their school, into their hobbies, whatever it is, and to share the good news about Jesus, to invite people into relationship with God, because they've earned the right to speak into their friends' lives. They've earned the right to tell them the story of Jesus because they have that relational credibility. And so we've just built everything here at Exodus on that idea that we want people to go and tell the good news about Jesus. Our story is the greatest evangelism tool we have, to let people know I was lost, now I'm found, to let people know I've been here and now this is where I'm at. I am continually in awe of the fact that God allows that kid who was raised on NFL football, that kid who had no idea what the church was about. I'm continually amazed that he allows that kid to not only be a part of his church, but to lead in his church and to get to be a part of people's story that are like my story. That's so much more than I ever could have hoped for. So much more than I ever would have been bold enough to ask for. But to see that God lets me be a part of people's story, however small, is amazing. And I never could have imagined that was possible.